Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Echo Thief, coming to you live with some of my thoughts on Predator Hunting Grounds. So, guys, we played this last night. Hold on a second, guys. Can you guys hear me okay? I'll make sure my audio is good. Anybody in the chat, let me know. Just want to double check on the audio. We've had some audio problems as of late. Most of them just due to my incompetence and forgetting to do things, so loud and clear. Awesome. Thank you, William. I appreciate it. Okay, so basically, I'm going to make this kind of a not too long thing, but I did want to talk at semi-length about what I feel about the game. First off, though, this would not be a proper Echo Thief stream without announcing the caffeinated drink of the evening, beverage. We're drinking Monster Energy Ultra Sunrise. So it's not morning here. It's morning for me because I wake up late these days. But it's an Ultra Sunrise Monster Energy, 0 sugar, 0 calorie. Yes, 0 calories. Well, and guys, here you go. Right here, good stuff. Good stuff. I'm not officially sponsored by Monster, although I wish I was, as much as I drink Monster. But I like to, show what is powering my energy into these streams. So, with that being said, guys, we'll go ahead and jump into it. Okay, thoughts. So last night, I played with Moose Nukem, who I'm sure you guys know well. He's a really cool streamer, streams a lot of Anthem, other games as well, and good friend of mine. We've streamed Anthem together, we've done some World War Z together. He's got a really great community, really cool channel, so definitely check him out, guys, if you haven't already. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know about him, but if you haven't, definitely check him out. His name is Moose Nukem. But guys, I also played with buddy mine, Predzino, obviously by the name of his gamer tag there, big Predator and Alien fan, AVP fan. Met the guy actually in AVP forum years and years ago. We had Ty Bear, who is a great friend of ours and is Moose's moderator, which does a great job at that. And we've played with a few others, so it was overall, just to kind of encapsulate kind of how I feel about the overall experience, overall positive. I mean, I really had a good time playing it, had a great time. It was it's a group game. I played a few rounds solo with randoms, and that magic and that spark just really isn't there unless they have voice chat. If they have voice chat, you play with randoms, it's fine. But if you're playing and they don't have voice chat, you don't get that cooperative experience as you would if you're playing with friends, or if you're just playing with randoms with voice chat. Because the experience with friends, turn this down a little bit. The experience with friends, what we did last night was, oh my gosh. First of all, it's super tense. I mean, you're in this small group. You're either playing with a random predator, or you're playing with one of your friends being the predator, and so you're constantly on you're trying to be quick. You're trying to be perceptive of where you're looking and make sure that you're not making too much noise. But at the same time, you're trying to juggle this objective that it has you do. So like, there's objectives like there's like an oil tanker you have to take care of it, so like an airlift out of it. So you got to make sure it's ready for that. There's computers you got to go to, terminals to upload data or delete data, and so there are these objectives in between. The predator trying to hunt and kill you, and it makes it all the more tense. Now, the group experience, though, is the core magic of the game, and I think is what's going to be the successful aspect of it. Now, this is an asymmetrical style game, in the same vein as Dead by Daylight. These are the developers of Friday the 13th, 3Phonic. Really cool guys. Very, very open with their community. They don't shy away from tweeting and interacting with people, so that's really cool. And they've been really cool so far since I've talked to them. But yeah, guys, the overall experience, if I had to kind of, if I had to generalize a grade, okay, and my grading scale over at killerhorrorcritic.com, which is what I do for my job, is write horror film reviews. And so at killerhorrorcritic.com, our rating system is 5 eyeballs, right? So 5 plucked eyeballs. And if I had to rate in that rating system out of 5 eyeballs, 5 being the best, overall first impressions for this, I'm going to say it's probably a 3.5. 3.5 out of 5. And I'm going to explain why I think that. Okay. Now, granted, this is not a full release. There's a month until the game releases. I think it's exactly a month, if I'm not mistaken. But there's a full month until release, so we have time. They have time to tweak things and fix things and make things a bit more tight and sound. A bit more. They have time to tweak it and work on it. Basically, this is not a finished product by any means. But let me explain why I'm saying 3.5. Okay, out of 5. It might sound low to some people based on how much fun I had with the game. So let's just go into the positives first. Okay, go to the positive. Get the good news out of the way. So positives. First off, the group experience, the social experience is fantastic. All the voice chat works great. If you're in a party, it works great. It's pretty quick and snappy as far as when you get into the lobby with your private match and getting in. Doesn't take much time. It's pretty much in and out. And then there's a quick cutscene at the beginning, and you drop in the helicopter, and then you're good to go. You're ready to go, and that the game's on. You think there's 15 minutes as a time limit, which I think is a little bit too. We'll go with the positives first. I'm sorry, I'm going with the positives first. It's a little bit too short, I think, in my opinion, but we'll get there. So. But the group experience itself is the strongest highlight, and the cooperative efforts that you can do, because now there's classes in this game. If I go over here really quick, guys, into customization, I actually unlocked a new class. So we've got Assault, Recon, Scout, and Support. Okay. Hey Moose, look at this sexual Tyrannosaurus. Oh my goodness. Welcome, Moose, man. Glad to have you, dude. I was just talking about you. All positive, promise. So what we're looking at here in the classes here, we got Assault, Recon, Scout, and Support, which I love the fact they're doing a class system. I mean, I think it's kind of expected they're doing a class system here, but I'm glad they're doing it. Now, I've unlocked Assault as a default, and then I've unlocked Scout as well, so it's more of like a sniper kind of aspect here. Okay, so when I talk about the group experience, the fact that you've got classes really helps, because if you want to get together with a group of friends and have a tight-knit kind of experience where everyone has their job, now granted you've got to unlock these tiers here for these classes, but I think once they're unlocked, everyone can kind of decide which part they want to play, which we were doing last night. All of us were Assault last night because that's the default, but we were still kind of assigning each other tasks and things for us to do. Like, for example, I would be looking in the trees for people and taking a look out for the predator, while maybe Moose or somebody else, Eric, Prezino, would be going to the computer terminals and doing that. And so everyone kind of has their role, and you can kind of role play in that aspect. You can kind of even with just playing as Assault, all 4 of us, you can still kind of role play in that sense of you do this, you do this, you do this, and that works well. Now, so the group experience is, I can't say enough positive about it, because we had a blast doing it. We laughed, we screamed, we were excited. There's all kinds of great stuff that happened, all kinds of crazy rowdy. Got pretty rowdy last night, that's for sure. You had the roleplay, yeah. Moose says the roleplay made it interesting for sure. And if you remember playing a game like, trying to think of a good cooperative, like Borderlands, or I'm not comparing the gameplay to Borderlands, but I'm saying that the experience being kind of rowdy and tense and loud, I can kind of make it akin to that, or even Halo, stuff like that. Left 4 Dead is another one where things can get really rowdy and loud and fun with your team, and so again, I'll stop gushing about that, the positives of the group experience. But so far, guys, A+ for group experience. It's had a lot of fun with my friends, and recommend that if you guys have 3 or 4 friends, get in there, guys. It's free for the weekend for PlayStation and PC. Get in there, and it's crossplay. remind me, Moose, about a crossplay thing at the end of this review, because I want to talk about a crossplay situation really quick here after we do all this. So keep that in your brain, please, in your big Moose brain there. So the positives for group, A+ for group experience. Okay, let's get into another positive here, weapon and customization. Okay, so I was actually really impressed and was not expecting the amount of customization that we have here. So now a lot of this is locked because this is a trial, and of course you have to earn the upgrades, you have to earn everything as it comes. Oh, my neck, ouch, slept weird last night. Sorry guys. Ugh. Okay. So I was really impressed by the customization. So we look at our assault rifles here. We got a QR4, GRO, ARW. I'm sure there's more later on to come, but so you can unlock assault rifles, sniper rifles, special weapons, and you've got the let's see, a grenade launcher. You've got a light machine gun. I think there's a minigun for one of the other ones, which is actually pretty neat. And of course, you can customize the appearance. So as you unlock more experience, and you gain experience, you can gain points and skins. So, for example, now first of all, you can do optics, so iron sights, red dot sight, that kind of stuff, and then shaders, all the cosmetic stuff. So, as you see here, I've got mine on, well, nothing right now, do I? Oh no, I've got the digital look here. So, but then as you can see, I'm scrolling through, there's so many different designs, and they're really cool, practical almost. Some of them, in Fortnite, it's all colorful and bright, and there's a couple here that are kind of dorky, quirky like that, but most of them are pretty militaristic and cool looking. So that's that. Now, barely got a barrel. You can change that up when you unlock stuff. Got a suppressor on there, magazine, and so you've got the primary, you got the melee. I'm sure there'll be more melee weapons as the game comes out, and secondary. You got pistol, shotgun, submachine gun, special, and there's that minigun I was talking about, which is really, really cool. And so yeah, the customization, guys, I'm really impressed by. We've got the gear, the perks. So I was expecting customization, but I don't think I was expecting it to this level. I don't think I was expecting this to be that in-depth. So I'm really impressed with what they've offered here. Now, as far as appearance goes, they've got a lot right now. You can do male, female. I've got a female from my first loadout here. And then you can go to accessories. Actually, I think you can go to, yeah. So you can go to accessories, you can do hats, you can do helmets, you can do all kinds of stuff like that. And it's real cool stuff. I mean, and the unlock progression system isn't that difficult. I think it's balanced in a way that you earn experience, and the progression, the level of progression, and the speed of progression, I think, is fair and balanced at this point. So it's not like you're just working your ass off to get these cosmetics. Now, the final game might change that. The final game might be a little different, where it takes longer, and that might pose the question of, are people going to spend microtransaction money for cosmetics? Another thing, guys, the positive here, from what it looks like, all microtransactions here are all cosmetic. There's nothing you can unlock, as far as I'm concerned, that is a play to win. There are no abilities, there are no perks you can unlock per microtransactions. Now, there's an in-game currency. If you look at the top right there, it shows the little orange circle. That's your in-game currency. So if I wanted to buy, for example, if I wanted to buy this carbon helmet, I'd play a match, I'd get experience, and I'd buy it. So it'd be pretty easy to do. And let's see, sport cap. Let's see, eyewear. You've got aviator glasses. You got eye patch there. Pretty cool. So as you can see, guys, there's a lot of cool stuff, and I think there's a way you can, so you can actually mess with your skin tone. You've got a variety of different heads you can do. So again, I won't get into everything, but I mean, customization-wise, I'm really impressed by with the amount of customization that we have. So customization weapons are great. That's another great positive. I'm very impressed with it. I am excited to unlock more. And that's the thing with these kind of games. You have to have a progression system that feels addictive and that feels rewarding. If it's not rewarding and you don't feel like you're getting anything in return from your gameplay, it's not worth it. You know, it's just not worth it to keep playing, regardless of how fun the gameplay is. You know, if you're not earning anything, if you're not getting anything, then you know, there's just not enough incentive to play. Now, let's see, Moose says, yeah, I was a bit nervous when I saw the loot boxes. The fact that they're all cosmetic is a big relief. Yes, for sure it is. Guys, 1 second, I gotta plug in my, got to plug in my headset, guys. It's, going low on battery here. Give me 1 moment. 1 quick second, guys. Got a short cable, so I might be leaning, I might be kind of leaning downward for a minute, guys. 1 quick second, guys. Okay. Let me see if I can pull this guy out of here a little bit. I don't want to unplug the system, because that can happen sometimes, and it's the biggest pain in the ass. Okay, so I'm okay. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, I need a longer cable. My goodness. Okay, so. Where was I at? So yeah, customization, fantastic. Everything is where it should be, I think, as far as progression, and the incentive to play, I think, is the kind of right balance as of right now. Now, of course, this is the kind of game where they're going to make tweaks and adjustments and nerfs based on feedback, based on testing. You know, it's like Moose was saying last night. It's the kind of thing that they will nerf, and they will you know, tweak and tweak and tweak and tweak weapon. You know, because no one wants to feel like the Predator or the Marine's overpowered or underpowered. It's just that kind of game, which I think they'll probably do a pretty good job of doing that. When they did Friday the 13th. I thought that was very balanced as far as fairness on both sides. So yeah. So there's that. Another positive here. I'm trying to think here. So animations. The animations of the actual Predator Marines are fluid. They look real. They look like they are motion captured. They look like they look professional. They look good. And you know, when he's scaling the trees and he's sliding down, he's jumping to the next tree, and you know, he's jumping down. It all looks really good, and I wasn't expecting that level of polish in terms of you know, how well that looked. So impressed by that for sure. That's a definite positive. Let's see here. So as far as those are the 3 main positives I really wanted to kind of drive home, which again, I'll repeat, was the group experience, the customization of weapons, and the animations of the Predators and the Marines. It's all solid. All 3 of those things are solid. Now, let's get into the couple of negatives. I am a self-proclaimed critic of sorts, so I have to kind of put my critic hat on and get a little bit dirty here. Not too dirty, but just I have to kind of get that critical thinking cap on and you know, kind of point out some flaws that I saw. Guys, the biggest flaw that I see here, and this is of course the trial version. It's not finished. They're still working on the game, but the biggest problem that I'm seeing here, guys, is the overall performance on PlayStation is a bit lacking. Okay, so it's a little bit choppy, it's a little slow, and it's a little bit herky-jerky as far as frame rate goes. Now, of course, this can be fixed, this can be patched, these things can be improved. I have a PS4 Pro, so that helps a little bit. If you've got a PS4 Pro, that helps. So these are things that can actually be fixed. But immediately when I got in with my first game with Eric, I realized that something feels a little off here. Something feels a little bit off in terms of how it feels and how it was the Marine, and how it seemed a little slow and a little jerky and a little bit unpolished in that department. Now, granted, that could be due to you know, the server. It's brand new. They just released it to the U.S. servers, so that could be a part of it. It might not even be a part of the actual the engine or how they've dealt with the actual performance of it. It might be the server issues, so that's something to note as well. But I did feel like it did feel a little bit lacking in performance, frame rate wise. I wish it ran smoother. Granted, like I said, that can improve and probably will improve. Okay, so there's that. Another negative I would say would be gunplay feels a little bit. It feels good, and when you actually shoot an AI or you shoot the predator, you get that reaction from them, that feedback, and that feels really good. However, the aiming and the overall responsiveness of your movements, that feels a little bit lacking in my opinion. It feels like a little bit, it's not quite tight enough, you know, and that could be the fact that I was playing Call of Duty recently, which is like, you know, I have mediocre thoughts on Call of Duty, very lukewarm thoughts overall on Call of Duty, but their combat mechanics, their shooting mechanics are solid. They've always been solid, they've always been super on point, it feels accurate, it feels fast, and so going from playing that to playing this might have been an unfair comparison, but it does feel a little loose. It feels a little bit loose in that regard, and that goes for both Marine and Predator. When you're using the plasma caster as Predator, there's numerous times where I was feeling like I was aiming at the right spot on the Marine, and it didn't connect. Now I did learn that you can charge the plasma blaster. You hold that button in. You can actually charge that plasma up and release it, and then that'll help. But I did notice that some of the accuracy felt off. Let's see, Moose Nukem says the snap when aiming is a bit off, in my opinion. Like the gun doesn't pull up where I want it to. Yeah, I agree. It doesn't feel quite right. So there's some things to be done there, I hope. But it wasn't game breaking. None of this was game breaking. It just felt like it could be improved and could be tighter. Let's see here. Thinking of negatives while I'm on the topic here, guys. Oh yeah, the time limit. So there's a 15-minute time limit. That seems a little bit too short, in my opinion, because you've got to do objectives and you've got to kill a predator. It's not a huge map, but it's a decent sized map, so there's a lot of ground to cover. I would have liked it if there was maybe 20 to 25 minutes. I think 20 would be a very, very fair amount of time. You know, I think Moose mentioned that as well last night. He said, you know, one of the first things he said when I talked to him last night when he came onto our party was like, hey, you know, I'm not so sure about this 15-minute time limit. I think it was Moose that said that. And I was like, I completely agree, because I feel like you should feel a sense of urgency. You should feel like you're rushing to get to the next spot, to get to the next area, to find the predator. There should be that sense of urgency. However, I did feel a bit rushed in terms of, okay, we gotta go, we do this, we gotta do this, and it felt a little bit unfun to worry so much about the time, and not worry what you should be focused on, which is the mission and killing the predator. Or killing the Marines if you're the predator. So I would say the time that has room for improvement, guys. Again, none of this is game breaking, but taking a look at the criticisms here, so the time, probably the least of my concerns. I think that's not the hugest deal. You've got I think the biggest problem is the performance. So if the performance was better, I think this would be for me. If the performance was better, this would be a 10 out of 10. Or at least a 9 out of 10, because if it was buttery smooth like Call of Duty or I'm trying to think off the top of my head, I mean even Titanfall 2, I mean that would be just amazing. Now granted, Phonic is it doesn't have probably the same resources as Infinity Ward, so it's understandable. I mean, I think they're doing the best what they can with what their engine is and with the resources they have. So I can't expect that level of polish. It's just not fair, But I do hope that there is room for improvement there. But yeah, so so it's going to be the performance as far as frame rate goes and all of that. There's the aiming, which I feel like is a bit off, and the timing of each match I think is a bit too short. Those are the three main criticisms. Nothing major, nothing game breaking. There's just room for improvement. All I'm saying is room for improvement. But yeah, those are the pros and the cons that I can see so far. I'm excited, guys. I'm pumped. I mean, and overall, guys, the overall experience, if I had to rate, I said 3.5, which I think is fair. I almost want to go 4 out of 5. I'm gonna go 4 out of 5 because the overall experience was fantastic. I mean, yes, there are flaws. Yes, it's a little bit dodgy in certain areas, but overall, guys, this is, if you have a group of good guys and good people to play with, guys or girls, people to play with, it is so much fun. It is so much fun. Whether you're playing a private match and one of your friends is the Predator, you're the Marines, or the other way around, or if you're playing a public match, we got 4 of your friends being Marines. Guys, it is a blast to play. And I was talking to Moose last night and Predzino that we're so sad that this is only a weekend and we got to wait a whole month for this to come out. You know, granted, there are other games coming out and that are out to keep us busy, and of course Anthem. You know, but yeah, I wish this was out now, man. This is a really fun game. So yeah, guys, 4 out of 5 for me, first impressions wise. Of course, I'll probably have a full review when the actual game comes out next month, and I get a good chunk of time to play with a finished Final Cut version. But yeah, first impressions, guys, 4 out of 5. I was gonna go 3.5 because of the performance. And you know, PC, I'm sure performs like a charm. I'm sure it performs like, you know, buttery smooth and no frame hiccups or anything like that. And you know, that's just PC for you, though. I mean, that is the part about the you know, downside is that, you know, and other the downside is just like Moose said, crossplay. You know, you're playing with PC users, so their aiming is going to be a lot better than the console with our analog sticks. Yes, Moose. Yeah, I think he's reminding me about the crossplay situation. So last night, a lot of people were complaining about the queue times of how long it took to get into a match in matchmaking. So it was long. I mean, if you're not doing a private match with your friends and you're trying to go in by yourself, it does take a lot of time. However, I want to show you something. I don't know if you guys already know. I'm sure some of you guys know this already and figured this out. I feel like Fire Marshal Bill. Let me show you something. Let me go over to options here. Okay, so if we go over here to general, there's one option in general. Okay, that is crossplay on or off. Now by default, guys, it's off. Okay, if you turn it on. Obviously, crossplay means PC and PS4 users can play together. You're gonna get a lot faster a lot faster matchmaking going on. With that off, by default, it's gonna take a lot more time. Again, on much quicker. Only downside is that you know, you may be having an unfair advantage because, you know, they've got a PC and they've got the, you know, mouse and keyboard aiming, and that, you know, there's that argument. However, I still did pretty well with crossplay. I think I did pretty well. I didn't die the last game that I played by myself. So, guys, if you want to get in the game quicker, go to options, general, crossplay. Make sure that is on. Okay, when that is on, it's going to go a lot quicker because you've got 2 platforms that are in the server. So that's going to help a lot, guys. That's really about all I can think of. I'm going to roll these credits here out of respect for Ilphonic here, so that they get their credit. But that's all I can think of for the pros and cons. I had 3 pros, 3 cons. I think they're all pretty fair. Overall, excited for the game. Great group experience. Yes, Moose. Yes, crossplay is turned off by default. I don't know why that is. I don't know why that it shows to do that. I think that's kind of a weird design choice, in my opinion. But yes, it is off by default. So keep that in mind, guys, when you're seeing low matchmaking or slow matchmaking. Go into the options and then hit that on for crossplay. That'll make things a lot quicker. I noticed that immediately when I turned that on. And things were way quicker. With it off by default, you're waiting 5, 6, 7 minutes, possibly 10. With it on, you're waiting probably at the most 2 minutes to 2.5, maybe. But it's so much quicker. So yeah, it's way quicker, and I really recommend doing that. Oh, awesome. Captain Spanks, he's installing this on my PC currently. Sounds like it might be a fun play. Definitely fun play. I will not be streaming tonight. If I do stream, it'll be late at night. So I'll probably not stream. I'll probably, if I get a chance to play late at night, I will. But I probably won't have the opportunity to stream tonight. But I might be able to play. And those of you that are on PlayStation that don't have me added on your friends list, it's the_echo_thief. Shoot me a request. I like playing with you guys. It's always fun to play with anybody that's in the chat, or subscribers or non-subscribers. It's just fun to play with new people. So definitely add me, guys. As you can see up there in the top right, the Echo Thief. That's my gamer tag for PlayStation. So I might be playing tonight later, but there will not be a stream tonight. I've got a lot going on this evening with some guests coming over, so that will be a no on stream. Guys, that's really all I have. Anybody have any questions, or I want to open up for questions? Anything that you got, happy to answer. Whether it's a thought on the game or whatever you got, I'll leave it open for a second for questions, and then we'll call it a day. Also, guys, the music, fantastic recreation of was it Jerry Goldsmith? Original composer Jerry Goldsmith from the movies. I believe that's who it is. I believe it is, but the recreation of the music is really good too. Especially the main menu page. Music on that is fantastic. Has kind of a mixture of the tribal jungle sound of Jerry Goldsmith's score with kind of a I don't know, more, I don't want to say techno, but a more electronic aspect to it with that. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it. If you guys have any questions, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. I'll be on later tonight, probably late tonight Central Time. Let's see. Moose says, do you think the game has potential to thrive, and what do you think they could do in the future as far as DLC to keep the game fresh? That's a great question. That's a fantastic question. So, first off, do you think the game has potential to thrive? I do. I think Predator is a little bit of a niche market sometimes. I'm a big Predator fan, big Alien fan, big AVP fan, so for me this is my thing, but it has kind of a niche market in terms of wide universal appeal. Predator and Alien, well, Predator especially hasn't been in the limelight really in a long time as far as popularity universally, but I think this genre of gaming, this asymmetrical genre, guys, this is a genre that's thriving right now with Dead by Daylight, with Friday the 13th was a medium hit, but this genre of gaming is actually pretty popular, and so I think that's where this game's biggest attribute goes is just the genre itself. If they tweak the genre, or they tweak their mechanics and their gameplay enough to where it's on point, and I mean if it's really tight and they get it right, I think the opportunity for them to have this game thrive is huge. Absolutely. And said, what do you think they could do in the future as far as DLC to keep the game fresh? Well, I would say, DLC, as far as DLC, more cosmetics, obviously, maybe a season pass that gives you certain things. Trying to think, new maps. Of course, that would be great. Maybe if they did like a New York map, or they did like an LA map, like in like a Predator 2 style thing. If they did like an LA 1997, I think what it was the future with the riots going on. If they did that kind of map, the concrete jungle, that would be cool. I think that'd be great if they did that. So yeah, more maps. I would say possibly a single-player mode. That's wishful thinking. Single-player modes for this kind of thing are probably very unlikely, but be fantastic. I think the last Predator game, solely Predator game that I played, was Predator Concrete Jungle on PS2 and Xbox. Of course, we had AVP 2010. We had, I'm thinking of right now, AVP 2010, I think, was the last Predator game, I think. Yeah. Yeah, maps will probably be big since the buildings and such. Yep. Yeah, the genre is the best thing that's going for this. Maps, guys, if they did a concrete jungle map in LA or New York, guys, that would be so insanely awesome. I would be so all over that. Like you said, the buildings would be great for cover. The interiors, you know, can you see a Predator walking around in like an office building, you know, with like computers and laptops and like cubicles? That would be sick. You know, I've always wanted to see that in a movie. But yeah, there's definitely room for potential in all departments of this game. I think genre is probably the biggest attribute it has. Yeah, I know, right? It'd be sick. Guys, if that's all, I've probably gone on way longer than I thought I was gonna go. I do talk a lot. Hopefully, I'm not boring the hell out of you guys. But yeah, guys, overall, 4 out of 5 first impressions, very positive response for me. I had a lot of fun. I haven't had this much fun with a group experience since playing Aliens Colonial Marines with my buddy Eric Predzino, played with last night. We played the hell out of that game as far as bug hunt goes. Now, the game got a lot of crap for having a shitty campaign, which it left to be desired, of course, but you know, overall, like, it was a fun cooperative experience. So I haven't had this much fun since playing that. Of course, Anthem is up there too, but as far as a cooperative, you know, PvE experience, yeah, this is fun, guys. This is really fun. So again, if you don't have this already, download it now on Play. All it requires is a PlayStation Plus subscription membership, and then if you're on PC, you know, I think you can get it there too, pretty easily on Steam. No Xbox though, sorry guys, no Xbox. This is exclusive to PC and PlayStation, so which kind of makes me happy in a mean kind of way. But yeah, guys, download it now. The trial is from starting yesterday all the way through Sunday, so definitely check that out. Again, I will not be streaming tonight. I am off tonight. Tomorrow's up in the air. We'll see. I'll post on Twitter what I'm thinking there. And, of course, I'll be on a lot next week as we have Resident Evil 3 Remake coming out next Friday, which is a big deal. So expect a late stream on Thursday night for that. And how's it going, X-Killer Games? Good to see you, man. Glad to have you here. We're just going over my overall thoughts and first impressions on Predator Hunting Grounds. If that's it, guys, thank you so much for coming and listening to me babble on about Predator and my first impressions. And guys, if you like what you see here, hit that like button if you can. If you want to see more of what I have to offer as far as streams and gameplay and reviews like this, you know, go ahead and hit that sub button. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. You don't know how much that means to me. Having even a small community that I have now is extremely awesome. So I really appreciate it. Especially Moose. He's been a great support to me. Kind of a wisdom's figure of kind of a I'm kind of his apprentice, I guess you could say, in some ways. But that's gonna do it, guys, for today. And thank you, Moose. Thank you, X-Killer. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you, guys. But guys, I'm gonna sign off. Thank you so much again. Everyone that's watching, I'll be on probably tonight late. So no stream tonight, but I will probably play, kind of relax a little bit after some company's coming over tonight. But I'll be on for a couple games tonight late. So again, thank you so much. You guys have a great day. Stay safe. I know that you all know what's going on in the world. I'm not going to say it again. You've heard it enough times by the media and news and whoever else, your family. But stay safe. Stay inside if you can. I know you got to work if you have to work, but try to stay inside. Wash your hands. All that good shit. I'll stop talking about it. But guys, that's going to do it. Thank you so much again. See you next time. You guys are the best of the best. And I love you all. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.